Alright guys, here we are. We're back. Had dinner. I'm refreshed. I'm ready to go. Here's a trick I do sometimes, just to make sure I get my eyes. Face is never really symmetrical. I'm going to flip this over. Now, I don't want to actually use this eye, but I'm flipping it over so that I can just use it as a guide so that I kind of have the angles right. Now my hand will then naturally make some differences to it. Actually, I think both eyes are a little too far in. Like the inside of the eye should kind of line up with the nose. See how this is a little too far out, so I'm going to end up moving that one a little bit. Let's do this. I like that there's an almost Patrick Nagel-like quality to her face here. It feels a little bit better. It's not exactly lined up, but whatever. Okay. All right, be cool. Now, I don't know about this eye. Maybe it's almost turned up too much. So let's imagine she can still kind of see. That feels better. I kind of like that I accidentally created this inner shape. It sort of feels like it might reflect the bowl a little bit. It's different. I like it. I'm going to keep it. All right, so I can get rid of that. Just lower that. I put this together. I wonder if I draw her eyebrows like this, like where they're at a point at front, or if they're more blunt. I think they're more at a point. Yeah, all right, I dig that. All right, I'm going to make the underside of her eyebrow a little darker because the light's coming from above. Oops. All right, I'm digging it. I like it. Oops. All right, I'm going to try to do like a really thin inner part of her eye here. Might be cool. Let's try. I'm going to push up the stabilization to help me out here. I don't know. Let's try both sides. Just see how it looks, how it feels. Yeah, sure. I almost like the lips just like this, too. All right. Let's get that back up around 40 or 50. Let's bump the stabilization back down. All right, I like it. Jagger's looking a little scary here. Like I said, I was trying to evoke that sort of Cersei painting. Now, I don't remember exactly where her hair division lines up, but I'm going to put it right in the middle of her bun here to sort of emphasize her face, sort of frame, almost like action lines. Like drawing attention up to her eyes. I'm not going to worry about the... I'm probably going to do some rendering in here, but I really want to wait to see how I end up doing this background stuff here. There's issue 5. Oh, okay, yeah, because it'll just be black down here, but up here is going to be city. So, okay, this helps me a little bit better. In fact, right now I'm just going to do this. Okay. Oops. Alright, so I'll just remind myself that back here is going to be open. Okay. I'm going to make another layer over her. I'm going to work on the hands now. This will be tricky. Why? Because, well, I'm not great at hands. Let's get this thicker line too. Yeah, she's got some man hands. That's okay. Jagger's punched a lot of people. Jack Kirby fingers. She's earned them. Jagger's earned every scar, every broken finger. In fact, if you read the first series, maybe it was the first or second one, you'll probably figure out she doesn't even have all her original teeth anymore. They're almost all gone. Because she's been through some shit. I'm going to have this finger overlap this finger. Man, look at that knuckle. Okay. Here's where I'm really grateful that I'm a cartoony artist. Drawing hands close up like this. You know, you'd think I've been working professionally for 30 years. I have been drawing comics longer than that even. You'd think I'd know how to draw hands like great. It's okay, you know. I am what I am. I do all right. Clearly, I did not trace these hands. But I want to keep working on it. You know, I'm not going to stop and rework it as I'm doing it. I'm going to rework it after I get them done because you could just kind of noodle your way and renoodle, and you never make any progress or move. Sometimes it's better to just tear it down at the end. So what I'm doing is just finishing this out the best that I can. I might have to leave you here for a minute while I go get some water because I don't have any with me. Gotta hydrate, man. Excuse me. As you can tell, I don't mind making fun of myself or my art or my drawing abilities. So, you know, somebody else says you're ugly, horrible artist, whatever. So, I already said it to myself. And you know, that's fine. Yeah, I'd never be happy. You gotta just accept you are what you are, you do what you do. And these aren't horrible. They're not great. They're not horrible. I'm not ashamed. I'm going to improve on them a little bit. It must be weird when you draw cartoony. Certain things just never really translate right, especially close up. I don't know what that's about. Like I don't like drawing a really big face like this for the most part. I'm really surprised that it's turned out as well as it has. I'm often frustrated by that sort of thing. In fact, when I do sketches at conventions, sometimes if the paper is like too big or whatever, I end up just drawing sort of panels and do several different faces instead of one big face. That's how much I dislike drawing large. I'd rather give somebody two faces at a convention than just draw a single piece. That's really big. So this is the Murder Ink pin, which we should figure out how to make. I don't know that we can make them dimensionally like this where they're sticking off of the pen. That might be too expensive. But it would be cool, wouldn't it? I'm going to clean this up too as I get closer. It's a little too sloppy. Let's erase that. All right, let's see. Yeah, I guess I'm going to try and reverse this. So I'm going to select this panel, or layer, and then flip horizontal. No, just flip the one panel, never mind. I thought it would do them both. Or maybe it did do them both. Oh, it did. Alright, I mean, I could see it better now. Some of why it looks kind of wonky. First, it's slightly off-center. Secondly, her hands need to be bigger. Because they're really forward, you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm going to reverse these guys again, transform, flip horizontal. Okay. I'm going to lower the opacity on that, like really, really far down so I can barely see it. Now I'm going to work on the hands, and I'm going to do that by, lowering that opacity. All right. I gotta go get some water, so I'm gonna leave you here with, I'm not gonna stop the video, it's a little too soon. So just give me 1 minute and I'll be back. All right, I got my water. Thank you for waiting. I appreciate that. I really need to get some editing equipment. All I can do is just record this stuff live, which is why. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try and make her fingers look a little nicer. I don't want her to have like nails, but maybe if I just flip it upside down too. Oh, should I make her nails? Yeah, I guess like that. It's hard to do this knuckle without overdoing. Okay. I want these fingers to have a lot of weight and shade to them. Somehow do that while still maintaining a little femininity. I don't know. Maybe the fingers should be close together. What do you think? Well, could always do when in doubt, black it out. We'll see. That's a great saying that I think it was Wally Wood is credited as saying. When in doubt, black it out. I mean, I remember my buddy and hero, Mike Mignola, saying that's why he started using so much black. It was to help him cover up parts that he wasn't confident in. But, I mean, I think it's only half true. Mike's a master of self-deprecation. Which I really appreciate. I mean, it's better than before. Or is it? Let's see. A little bit. Fuck. So one of the things I may end up doing is a pretty simple technique, which is walk away. The walk away technique. Meaning, you know, I'll work on it, work on it the best I can, and just finish up the whole piece. Come back to it with fresh eyes a little bit later. And while I don't want to struggle at this stuff, a piece like this, I gotta say, I'm happy to share it with you. I'm sure all of you, if any of you artists out there have struggled on a piece, there's something you just can't get, you know, like, and it drives you nuts, it makes you feel bad, and it can gnaw away at you like a bad argument, or like somebody says something shitty to you, and then all day you're just thinking about what you should have said back or something. Not being able to nail something in your art can be like that. Just eats away at your confidence and stuff. But you know what? We all go through it, and there's ways around it. There's ways to get through it, ways to get past it. Usually that way is not then and there. Usually. Like, I don't think I'm going to figure out this hand tonight. But you know what? I'm going to finish it. I am going to finish it. Ugh. I'll finish it and then move on. And then in time, maybe not tonight, probably tomorrow, day after, I'll come back to it. Now, unfortunately, sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes, you know, this thing is due tomorrow, or it's due in the morning, or something like that, right? That's a different situation. That's when you get right to taking photos. And maybe in other circumstances, that's something I would do now. But I'm recording this, and I don't want to stop it again and leave you guys while I go figure it out, you know? So let's just move forward. All right, so I don't know. Not the best hand, not the worst hand, whatever. We will survive. Okay, so what's what? All right, that's the inks here. I'm going to combine these two layers. Get rid of that stuff. Control E. That means to flatten a layer. All right, now I'm going to do this bowl. What I find is a really neat trick for making ellipses to make them match and stuff. You just imagine that there's a rectangle, a square perimeter around this this oval. So what I'm going to do to be able to get the oval as close to this as possible is just imagine that there's this square or rectangle around it, and I am going to start at the top of this imaginary rectangle. And look at that, it lines up perfectly. Normally what I have to do, or what I did for a long time, I'd make this circle. I gotta make a new layer. Edit outline. Just keep it small, like then I would have to grab this again and, you know, move it to line up to where it would be. But then even then, it wouldn't have the same sort of diameter, I guess you call it, for the for an oval. You know, it would be like too thin or too thick or something. But in imagining that exterior triangle thing helps a lot. Trick to do a rim like this, you can also then duplicate the layer. And then make one, just pull it out a little bit. And you can go further with it. I could do it again to give a little bit of a lip in the back area. You know, but then it's too wide on the sides here. Who really cares? I mean, I can still free transform that again. Go yes. Edit, transform, free transform. I think this will work. I just pull it out from the center. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good edge. I'm going to keep it. And that's how you make a perfect circle or circular lip to a bowl or an edge of some kind. This curve tool is really cool. but I have to admit I don't know how to use it properly. See how when I pull down, it comes too much out of a point here. It's not like a perfectly curved thing, and that has to have to do something in the settings. I know I can fix that so it's not quite as like pulled down in the center. It should be rounded out a little bit more. That doesn't quite look like a great bowl. I mean, I could use this. But instead, I'm going to try and freehand, turn this stabilization all the way up, give myself a much thicker line, make another layer, right? Yeah, make another layer. Now I'm going to freehand it. Because the hand is covering up most of the bowl anyway, so you're not going to see it all. So even though that's not perfect, that's good enough. That's perfect enough. I mean, nobody's really going to see any huge difference here. And if you do it again, I think it works, and I think it works because it creates something slightly off. And that slight offness makes it feel real as opposed to something that's just too perfect. Now I'm moving this over slightly because there's like a bit of a ledge there that I didn't have here. And since it's on another layer, it's easy enough to do. Now I'll delete that. All right, here's my bowl. And I'll connect that to here. Boom, I got a bowl. Now I'm going to lower this opacity. And I'm going to bring that opacity up. And let's figure out the thumbs. Oh, that doesn't work, does it? And again, I'm starting to feel tired. Old people. Shit. Okay, here we go. That looks better. Well, to be fair, it's not just that I'm old. I mean, I'm working all day. It's 7:14 at night. I've been working off and on since about 11. No, closer to 10. And by off and on, I mean, you know, there's stuff around the house that has to get done, so sometimes I'm cooking, sometimes there's laundry, errands, get to the store, let the dog out, feed the dog, change the dog pads, blah, 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 blah. Stop for lunch. I get to have a nice long lunch. Taki and I always have a nice long breakfast every morning. So yeah, I'm working all day, but I also have a lot of breaks. So yeah, I'm not trying to paint a poor me story. Like I said, I like working. I love it. I don't call it work. I like drawing. And believe it or not, I like making these videos. I hadn't done it in a long time, mostly because I was trying to record off my phone. And just setting that up and the angle of the phone to the desk and all that stuff started to just become really problematic for me. It was eating up a lot of time and frustration. Man, I should have took photo reference for this. It's working, but now I'm also realizing other parts of the way she's holding it doesn't quite feel right. But that's okay. I'm going to work with it. Maybe tomorrow I'll take a photo. With Taki, and we'll get it better. And either I'll trace that photo, or I'll just keep it next to this and work the drawing out. trying to figure out what will be here. Button. That looks weird. Stabilization is way up. Okay. All right, I think I'm ready to lay down some shadows. All right. So this is going to be open. This will be black here. So I'm going to create another layer. You see me do this a few times. Now I'm going to spot my blacks. This isn't just about trying to figure out where the blacks are going to be as much as it is I can play around without any consequence and looking for where I'm going to put shadows that go against the form. Against or on. First, I'm going to cast shadows that are three-dimensional. So what I mean by that is her head is out in front of her neck and stuff. So this stuff would naturally just all be in shadow, just all be black. Her eyes. And I'm not going to do all of this because I'll end up just being too dark. But I can use some of this to give the taki for shadows. The collar is going to cast a shadow. Remember what I said before, when in doubt, black it out. Let's see how this looks. Fingers mostly. Alright. The bold technically would be all in black too, but then you'd lose some shape here. I'm kind of digging this, right? Alright, now I'm going to make a layer. Oh, that's neat. I'm getting punch drunk, so I apologize for dumb, goofy stuff coming out of my mouth. So I made another layer on top of here in which I can now freely just lay down some black shapes. Oops. I'm going to make this brush thinner. Too thin. Okay. The temples. I found this is a neat trick I've been doing lately, is putting shadows on the temples, and that really goes a long way. Now, I don't think I'm going to keep her nose in black like this, but we're just going to give it a shot, just see what it looks like. I really like this collar, so I kind of hate the idea of totally covering it. And I feel like here I'm probably going to cheat this a little bit and do like a light zigzag through here. I'll just zoom in and do it now. Okay, I can tell you I'm going to just start speaking less because, yeah, I feel the clock winding down. The energy clock. Thing is, we didn't plan on doing this 6-issue cover arc thing. In fact, it was like last week, our editor, Daniel Chabon, reached out and was like, hey, we need the cover that you guys did. And that's when I realized, oh, I only did one cover at the time because it was a couple years ago. And Brian was transitioning between DC and stuff. So turns out we only had one cover ready. So it's time to do the other covers. And then Brian, we were just trying to figure out what to do. And then Brian suggested, hey, what about we do this thing? Let's do this big arc, this big crossover cover. Crossover? That's not the word. Man, I'm just getting so tired. A spread, a 6-cover spread. And I've only done one once before for The Incredibles. It was a lot of fun. And we were looking at my buddy Dave Johnson. He did a great 6-cover spread for 100 Bullets, the legendary 100 Bullets. You know, the writing, the art by Eduardo Rizzo, and Dave's covers on that book. That thing is just, it's one of the best books out there ever. Anywho, what was the point? Oh yeah, we weren't planning on this, and so I got to get them done. You know, we don't have the time to. And we were planning it out, and we've got these text threads going, and Brian and Daniel and I and Taki were all texting back and forth and emailing, and we're figuring it out. But it is kind of on the fly, you know. It's okay. That's how it works. I think what I'm trying to say, I'm very tired, but I need to push through because we have to have these done. I think I could just leave this as is, and you know, I'll give Taki a note, but I think she'll know to just, that's going to have to be in shadow, even if I don't fill it in. Yeah, covering the horrible art might help. It's not horrible. It's just, it's not great. That's all. It's not a home run. That's what I want to say. And that's okay. It's okay. It doesn't need to be a home run every time. Although for a cover like this, kind of has to be. All right, take a look at this. Well, it's really windy outside. It's crazy. I don't think the sound's coming through, but if you hear a roaring sound, it's just, you know, it's just the wind. I don't know about the fingernails being black. But that's pretty good. Pretty cool looking, other than the hands, which I'm going to work on. I'm going to figure it out. And let's see, the issue 3. So let's do this. This will take a minute because it's selecting all 6 covers. It's huge. Oh, especially because I hit the wrong button. I have to follow the Jason thing. Don't worry, it's supposed to do that. Okay. Issue 3. Wrong layer. Where am I? Okay. Just buildings. All right. I think this will work. Why is that? Oh, okay, because there's the building shadow, and then here's the buildings. Something erased over here before. I'm not too happy with that, so I'm going to do this manually just to make sure I'm not erasing something I don't want to. I don't think I'm communicating that very clearly because, like I said, I'm tired. So I'm not sure if I can explain it right. Oops. This might seem like a lot of drag on here, but because I'm using a huge brush right now and moving it fast over, you know, a file that is 6 covers wide or whatever. All right, let's see what it looks like with when there's 5, it's going to go there. Here's the template. Here's the bullet line. All right. So how about we issue 5. Just want to fill this area in. All right, I keep saying that I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to try and stop talking because, like I said, I am beat. I don't know if anything I'm saying makes sense. Her hair looks, I don't know if I filled it in with black on accident or what. So I'm gonna just give her a little more body to her hair here. There you go. Yeah, I'll figure out what to do with these hands, but it's coming together all right. Yeah, I'm guessing I should get rid of this for sure. Yeah, that works better. I'm not sure if I like what's going on in the hair here with that zigzag effect, but I'm going to leave it for now. Some of the buildings here are overlapping. All right, so let's get rid of that. All right. According to my security camera, there is a package outside. So I got to go get it before somebody steals it. Because that's the world we live in. So I'm going to hit save on this, which takes a minute, and I'm going to get that package, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Oh, still saving. Look at that. Figured I'd try and show you something else while saving. Oh well. It's funny, I suddenly see here his chin beard, how off-center it is considering the angle that he's at there. Like I'd have to either lower this side or lift that side up some, because otherwise it's just off. I don't know how much it translates, how much time people are going to spend looking at it, but for me I can tell. And this takes so long to save because obviously, like I said, I am running this over 6 covers with tons of information on it. I'm really happy with this though. This is coming up very nice. So this red line, this bullet shot, I'm going to cut them off at the top. I'm going to go behind her. There's going to be a cityscape back here. The cityscape will be relatively low because where are my logos? Yeah, I kind of figured out this is where the logos are going to go. So the cityscape won't be much higher than this. Right around here. But you know, I'm happy enough with this that I think what I'm going to do like I need a little more shadow on this side here. Oops. Man, I'm surprised at how much my throat actually hurts from all this talking. I'm just not used to it. Like, seriously, I don't talk much during the day. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna keep this with the eyes. I kind of like the idea. I like that a lot. But this is some heavy noir stuff, so it's got to get covered. Still thinking about the hands. They're not horrible. They're not, you know, the longer I look at them, it's not so bad. Maybe I'll keep them. So what I'll do for right now, wait, what are these layers? I should name them. All right, this is Jagger. Jagger inks. Jagger shadow. Okay. Okay, let's fix this. Oh yeah, there was blood on her lip. And the bowl. Shit. Oh, I'm in the wrong layer, that's why. I'm tired. Here's another perspective line here. It's got to be here somewhere. Where is it? Oh, that was just on the sketch. Okay. All right, so this issue, don't need this. In fact, I'll just delete that layer. All right, here it is. Let's get the blood. Jagger's blood. I'm gonna really think about the shape of her lips here, so that the blood is trailing down best way possible. Man, I really, really love Jagger and Valentine. Different than Walker and Dina. Such a different world that they exist in. different sets of morality and all that. And yeah, I just love these guys. So I think making these blood drops, you know, kind of oval, wide oval, and then long oval gives it a sense of like blood drops, you know. It will gives it a sense of movement. I'd like to think. Okay. I dig it. It's taking a long time to... Ah, shit. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Come on. Just want to erase this bit here. Super subtle, but... So I've got this, that my bucket is set on so that it sort of drops. Never mind, I can't form words right now. And I'll play around with this blood more. I'll probably, in Photoshop, I'll probably give it like a bleeding kind of effect. Actually, I could do that here too, now that I think about it. And I use this brush, my second favorite brush. It's like a watercolory kind of brush. But I want to make it a little more wide then. It's like bleeding out when it hits the water. There you go. Let's lock the blood. Let's lock Jagger's shadows. Let's lock Jagger's inks. This way I don't accidentally draw on top of anything. If you didn't see the earlier videos, I was going to do this shot of her. But I thought with all the sort of wider shots of characters, to be able to get a really super intensely close shot was going to be more advantageous. That's an element we're not using anymore. Okay. Make another layer here. Now we're going to do her eyes, her face. So here's a trick that I learned. Get rid of that actually. Jagger. This will be interesting. I want to grab her face. I'm not going to grab the shadows though, just her face. Edit copy, edit paste, edit transform. Shit. It's locked, okay. Edit, transform. Free transform. I'm going to lay this down for the reflection. Okay. Just lower this opacity so I could kind of see it better from the rest of the images. That's too big, that's weird. I just want to see her eyes, you know. Do I want to see her whole face? I don't know. Now, luckily, mesh. All right, so let's see if with this mesh thing I can move her eye and face around enough. Eh. All right, what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to move her eye and stuff over. I want to be able to see it in the reflection. But, you know, this is in a sort of pool, a bowl of liquid. So I think I can get away with just distorting it, you know. All right, let's try this. So the idea is that, you know, the bowl is being disturbed by the drops. And that sort of distorts her face. Although, frankly, I'm so tired now, I don't know that I can pull this off. My eyes aren't really seeing clearly. Fuck it. Alright, that is not going to work. Sometimes things work much better in your sketches, breakdowns, than they do in the finished shit. What happened here? Oh, okay. Okay. Sometimes they work better in the sketch phase. Yeah, sometimes it works better in the sketch phase than the actual finished thing. Okay. You know what would help is if I don't see this. Now I can concentrate on the shape of the bowl. And the shape of the bowl is going to help me dictate the shape of the ripples. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I should have made another layer. Oh, I did it now. Okay. I really should be like sort of playing around with like her reflection being more rippling or moving within this. But that also might get too difficult. I don't know. All right. Copy of that. So we're going to erase this bit. Erase this. Also erase lines from the ripples that intersect with the ink lines. I'm not sure how much that makes sense. You know, whether I'm putting them on this side or that side. Or I could even put it on both sides. That might be the safest bet. No. Just make a choice and stick to it. Whatever. Okie Now I'll put these together. I think it is about 8 o'clock my time. Okay. All right, cool. Look at that. That's all right. I'm digging it. Oops. In fact, I'm gonna make it a little more. Just add some darkness to it. Oops. Oh yeah, that's a lot more weight to it. I like it. Here we go. I like it. All right. Put this behind everything else, and we'll call it reflection. It's so artsy. Reflections. Yeah, I feel like I can. I'll just go to the shadows. Probably do this, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Now, one other thing I wonder if this would be a good one to do rendering on. So let's do a passive rendering and see how it looks. First, fill that in. Okay. Some feathering. Let's see if this is additive or if it just feels like what I call bullshit lines. They don't do anything. They're just there because they can be. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. I mean, if you notice, I've almost completely stopped doing this in a lot of my work. And earlier on, you'd see a lot of this kind of feathered rendering stuff, which I'm not against, but just part of how my own tastes have evolved over time to keep it even more simple has been what I'm digging. You don't even see these lines. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, right. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it for now. I'll ask Taki what she thinks. I've said it before in these videos. It's one of the many things I love about not just being with Taki, being married to Taki, but the fact that she's another artist, and we learn things from each other. I've learned so much about writing from her, but art too. We both learn from each other, and it's great to have a second set of eyes when I need it. Like, does this look alright? Or why do these hands look like this? Okay, let's lock that. Let's lock that. We'll go back into the main body of Jagger here. I'm going to do a little bit of... Oh, I think I just did a bunch of rendering there here. Yeah, I did. Whatever. Oops. Why is that gray? No, I'm on the wrong layer. Make a new layer. Just make this a little nicer. Oh, so tired. Okay. Yes, for as tired as I am, there are people who work a 9 to 5. And they have kids. And then they jam in just a couple hours at the end of the night. Maybe one or two. To try and make comics. I have such respect for anybody who's living that life, man. Nothing's going to stop you. And I know that there's a lot of people out there doing that, and I admire it so much. Let's get the reflection low. Just lock that in. Jagger inks. Alright, again, there's going to be a cityscape going across here. Is her head too big or something? Well, no, it's the angle that she's at. These goggles make her head look even bigger, so. They do look a slightly off, too. I'll come back tomorrow and deal with that in this. Okay. Maybe this will work if it's thicker. It's so thin it looks artificial. Oh yeah, and the rendering. And the bowl. Let's do a little bit on the bowl. I'm purposely making the tips of this rendering not super sharp. There's something about it being slightly dulled that makes it feel more real, makes it feel more like it was done on paper. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's because of my love of Alex Toth and he could ink everything with a freaking marker or I don't know, toenail or whatever. It looked great. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Kind of feel like the inside of the bowl should just be black, right? Oops. Yeah. Just take a wild shot here. Let's see what happens with this. That's almost better. Ooh, that's pretty good. Maybe in a shadow layer, I'll do that. All right, let's create another layer. Let's do this. All right, let's see if this works. This is what I love about layers. You just experiment, you just try. Did I mention I'm tired? Okay, I think I like that. I don't know, that might be too fine though. I'm gonna have to do it again with a thicker rendering line. Or maybe just not a rendering. Yeah. Just come up to 65. What if we just did a few? So that's something I learned from Taki. It's funny, Taki had picked up doing these little tiny edgy rendering lines from me, but I was doing a whole bunch of them. She started doing them with just these small accents here and there. And then I started doing it like that. Oh, just a few. Little goes a long way. Yeah, I'm kind of digging it. I'm going to look at it fresh tomorrow. I'm going to leave it for now. Just call this rendering 1. Rendering 2. So, like, yeah, I'm just not sure if I'm going to keep it or not. I'm just tired. But I'll look at it fresh tomorrow, and then that will help me figure it out. Also, I feel like she needs some more hair detail up here. But again, I just got to look at it with fresh eyes. And I'm now looking at this. Maybe her boots need to be black behind her. Touch that up. Little stuff here and there. What is left to do? Let's see. There's 5 and 6. Like, I've got other work and other projects I have to get to. So like I'm just trying to consider, do I schedule wise just push through, ink this tomorrow, get this done. Actually, I could probably get both of these done tomorrow if I have a full day of work. But I don't know. We might have to do something. I don't know yet. I don't even know what date of the month it is. All right, it's the 14th. And then I have like a 6-page story that's due beginning of December, which is pencils, inks, and colors. And there's other stuff. Yeah, I guess the smart thing is to just plow through this. The only thing is I'm getting a little burned out. I'm tired. I'm old. She needs thicker outlines too. Fuck. Alright, let's go back into issue 4. Kind of neat. It's nice and thick. Alright. I don't want to touch that. Weirdly, I kind of like that. I don't know why. I wonder if behind here should be blacked out too. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright. want to do something here, but it's on another layer, and until I figure out exactly what I want to do with these shading and stuff, I don't know. That was a happy accident. Oh wow, I realized. Oh wow, did I want to... I think I wanted this to cover her, but now I'm not sure. So what I'm talking about is... Oh no, I deleted already. Never mind. Remember, I did have like another water tower over here, and I was thinking the water tower would cover her. But I guess it works better this way, where she's in the foreground anyhow. I don't think ultimately I'd want to have her shoulder covered there. But her shoulder is going to go over into the next cover, so it's going to be showing up there. So as long as I have this open, I'm going to go into Jagger and yeah, feels like that grounds her more. That looks a little funny, but who cares? I care. Hold on, let's fix this. This is one of the reasons why I talk about like moving forward, and because this becomes easy to do. I can just start nitpicking. I can just start, yeah, getting into every little thing here and just constantly tweaking and fixing. And at the end of the day, so much of it is, what's this old saying go? Half of one, six the other, half a dozen of the one, something like that. God, now I'm not liking this. I don't know why. I think I'm just tired. Did I mention how tired I am? I'm tired. Okay. Fill this in. Now I realize that nose isn't exactly her nose. It's close. It's heavy shadow. I don't know. I'll play around with it tomorrow. I do think I'm probably going to keep all this heavier black on her. I know Brian will like it. Take a picture of this. And then I'll see it tomorrow, and it'll make me think about, oh yeah, maybe get Taki to help me take a photo reference of her holding a bowl. Funny, when I look at my phone, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's just, I know it's just not, I don't know. I should probably stop. You can hear the difference in my voice being tired. Not just that it's tired, but it's affecting my thought process. It's not quite 8:30 yet, so I feel like I could keep pushing. I'm really happy with the way this crazy thing worked out. I also like that I called this layer fight code. Feels like a good name for a book. All right, I think maybe I'll just lay down some shadows here and call it a night. Like I said, this guy's going to be mostly in shadows in the foreground. I know it's going to be black in here. I think on the background. And I'm doing this so that like when I'm doing their suits and stuff, and I know that there's a big black area, black space, that I'll leave it either a white outline or a highlight on their suits or ties or whatever. All right. I think I'm done. Did I mention I'm tired? All right, it's almost 8:30. Been working off and on all day. I think I'm in a good spot though. We're going to finish this at least this panel will get done tomorrow, maybe both. Then I'll need another day to do the cityscape back here and just touch all this stuff up. And think then I'll be done. That's going to take a while for it to save. So, thank you very much for listening in. Apologize for my rambling and a couple of breaks. I had to leap away from the table. If you have any questions, please post them below. I'll do my best to answer them. I might not see them right away, but I will check in. And that's it. See you guys tomorrow.